Nashville recap: Daphne becomes Nashville's next big star. It's breakfast time in the Jaymes-Claybourne household on Daphne's first day of Nashville's Got Talent, or Nashville's Next, or whatever the competitive singing show she's about to be a contestant on it is called. Daphne doesn't want Deacon to take her after everything that went down between Brad, who's producing the show, and Jessie and Deacon, so Maddie volunteers instead. When she gets there, Daph's the youngest but makes friends with a friendly teenage guy who's very excited. They're introduced to their mentors, and Daphne's is Ilse de Wit, played by Dutch country and pop singer Ilse de Lang. She's sweet, encouraging, and kind of maternal, which are all good things for Daph, since Brad is ready to exploit the fact that she's Raina Jaymes' daughter to make sure she's noticed on the show. When he comes to talk to Daphne, he tells her she needs to write a song about her mom, since people will be expecting it and she should seize the narrative. Daphne thinks it's too private, but Brad tells her an artist will always choose discomfort over safety. She agrees to think about it. Raina rolls over in her grave. Later at home, young Daphne looks at photos of her mom and tries to write songs about her feelings since her death, when Deacon comes in and catches her teary-eyed. Aware that something's wrong, Deacon insists on taking her to the competition, but the next day. When the next workshop rolls around, Daphne watches Ilse perform and then is picked by Brad as next to play to the group. He tells her to play her song about her mom and she begins to, before he cuts her off with "If your mom was here right now, what would you say to her?" Daphne says she'd tell her she misses her, but Brad says that's not enough, he wants specifics. Poor Deacon looks horrified but claps encouragingly. Later Deacon brings up his discomfort with the whole thing to Daphne, but she insists Brad's helping her. Deacon says he's exploiting her, but Daphne thinks she should be writing about what she's feeling. Deacon agrees, but doesn't think she should be forced to do so before she's ready. In other not-so-great parent-child news, Jessie and Deacon go to see a very expensive lawyer to find out how to countersue Brad for custody of Jake. She's full of advice about making him look like a terrible father by putting Jake on the stand to testify, which Jessie is against. It's also hella expensive. Deacon wants to pay for it, but Jessie is resistant and they end up having a fight about Deacon trying to rescue her. He doesn't think that's a problem, but she explains it's her fault because she always finds herself in this position and needs to work on fixing things for herself. She ultimately decides not to put Jake on the stand, and they come to the agreement that they have to stop their relationship, for now at least. Deacon's all "We'll see what happens, maybe something will change, maybe Brad will die in a freak accident." The last part's just my wishful thinking. Jessie breaks down as Deacon leaves to have a good cry in his truck. Ugh.